wanna see the way you fall apart. Even though you told me to get back your heart, I still spin inside your orbit. Yeah. You say that I should probably start to walk away. I'm hoping that you stop and make me have to stay, cause I'm floating in your orbit. Yeah, I'm stuck in your space, just my luck. Put me away, you understand. There's nothing left to say. Pull me back, take my hand. Come on, name, you understand. I wanna stay, cause I don't wanna walk away. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Cause I don't wanna walk away.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Hope all of you are having a good one. Boys, how's it going, everybody? All of you are having a good one. We're gonna get the duels up and running today. I am a little bit late, or at least I feel like I'm super late and stuff. I feel I'm so behind. I slept in again today. Oh, yesterday I fell asleep, slept in. And then I think I mostly got everything finished. Yes, today I've slept in and I didn't get everything I wanted finished. But it's going to be a long day for me, so that's all good. We'll start our day off with some motherfucking 5V5 1v1 Duels, boys. Let's listen to that song from earlier. The first one might actually be a banger to add to the Duels mix. I mean, it already sounds good off the bat. I'm a huge fan of the start. Oh, them vocals, dude. Them vocals though, yo, that's so good. Ooh, that's so good, boys. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to another stream, boys. We got ourselves Red Hood, Daniel, Cran, Warthros. We got Iris, Ark, James, Lee, Rafid. We got Corey in the house. We got Necrotics, Game Intention, Loa. How you boys all doing? Welcome back to another one. Let me see if we can fix the webcam real quick. First things first, yeah. Here we go. A little better, right? A little better. Now it's smooth. It should be smooth. As smooth as I can get it. Alrighty, boys. It is time for some 5V5 1v1 duels over on the NA. If I have a group of someone who wants to join, yo, that's perfect. You guys should start joining for the Alliance and Horde, whatever groups we have over on the NA today. Got all these beautiful motherfuckers starting up groups. We gotta go to our duels character because I have all my keybind set there. We're also gonna crack cold one. What's up, Dahmer? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one, my dude. What's up, Simon? How you doing, fam? What's up, Tiz? Tiz? I don't even know how to say it. Tiz, right? Tiz? T. How you doing, T? Hope you're having a good one, T. What's up, You're getting my man? I really want to play my two. That if you're a warrior in Shadowlands, dude, you'll be able to. You will be able to. Single-minded fury. And I wonder if people will find some game breaking with maybe legendaries, but also maybe other items as well. I think that'd be kind of neat. But yeah, here we are, boys. Am I war mode again? I probably should turn it off. Last time I had war mode on, I was getting fucked up. Boris with a full group, my man, got himself a 5v5 1v1 setup already. Ready, Freddy. We need another group, boys, and we can start ourselves some 5v5 Dial. My man, what's up, Asa? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one, my dude. Sav is the second man with a 4 out of 5. How's someone coming? Perfect. If you guys want to start some groups, we can go over exactly how we do that after the first duel. We'll just wait until Sav gets a 5th. Perfect. You already got a man set up. Let's get invite spectator match of Boris and Sav in here. With the 5v5 1v1 duels. I only want access to Shadowlands. Blizzard, let me in! Yeah, Blizzard. No, hopefully Blizzard does, I keep hearing July is alpha. Late June or mid-July alpha. Or beta. Is what I'm trying to say. Late June, middle of July, beta. More people get invited. PvP stuff, BGs, duels, dungeons, all that stuff should maybe have been accessible. What's up, Seavark? How you doing, man? Hey, Seavark, I watched you in Volts play some double arcane yesterday, man. That looked fun as hell. That looked like a lot of fun. I know Volts played some 3v3s, I think, with somebody, but I had it in the background, but I kind of tuned out. Oh, that's cool, man. You guys double gnome, double arcane mages. Like, I'm pretty sure every person you went up against is like, what the fuck is this, dude? How do you play about it against it? Alrighty, boys. Twitch. Got ourselves Team Blue with Lay. Laying low with that cold hand for cold blood. We got ourselves Psyched. Making rounds. Reduce the amount of corruption he has so he's not completely in the red. But he's still pretty dirty with all those corruptions. We got ourselves Print Warlock, and he has Affliction, Resent DH as a DH, and Tennis, and it's going to be Kane up first on Team Red. Is he still sporting the MAGA Orc? I think he is. That's going to be a Blood of the Enemy from Lay, and Kane is actually going to back out of it. Lay is not going to be able to capitalize on that damage. And Kane is going to try to see if he can find the sneaky rogue Dragstore on that team as well as Survival. We got Demoniac, we got us as Demon Hunty as well as Zedulus. There we go. Zeta. Z, the big Z. That's going to be a twisted up edge for Lay, doing not the most amount of damage, probably not the biggest Tenty ever, but that was going to be triple cheap shot. While the Tenty is just searing through Kane. Trinket for Lay, that's going to be a big old evasion. I'm not really sure who blew the dress trinket just now. Might have been Kane, might have been Lay. If it was by Lay, then it was absorbed by all those other images. If, however, it was by Kane, then Lay would have dodged it 100%. That's going to be a big old touch of death. No evasion, no vanish for this one. Lay's going to take all that damage with a bike as well, which contributes into the touch of death. And that's going to be one dead rogue down for the count without a vanish, without an evasion. Not a lot you can really do against that touch of death. I think the only thing you can do is maybe throw a blind into Kane's face immediately. Next up is going to be Psych going for a big old leap after being disarmed, trying to go for big Blood of the Enemy onto Kane. Does he catch up? It's going to be a big old one-shot Blood of the Enemy wombo combo by Kane. Onto Kane, man, by Psych, trying to see if he can outrun it. And that's just going to be a big old hambo by Psych. Just have to get him a big old one-shot punch in there. And down he goes. Kane should have been aware, should have probably hit Karma immediately as soon as he saw the Demon Hunter come back. Because he dodged the stun, he trinket poured it out of the way. Still got hit by Blood of the Enemy. Probably should have been spamming that Karma immediately. Actually, Psych would have probably been able to kill through the Karma. Zetus is going to be up next with the Shield of Venus. That's going to be Psych flying up in the air. Zetus does not have any line of sight. Actually, bubbling this damage as Psych is just trying to pre-pelt him for free. Zetus just doesn't want to do anything. When it comes to line of sight, decide, you know what, I'm gonna burn a bubble for this one. Psych doesn't really have a lot of health left. That's pretty a lot of corruptions. Could be, I think, for beyond any moment. Psych trying to see if he can get himself a little bit extra defensiveness with this darkness, holding himself. Holding the ground, popping a blur. Gonna be a stun on Zetus. Does he have any damage to follow after this? Gonna be an Ibium that does not transform him, so his playstyle is completely different. Chunking out Zedulus in just a single global Hydra. The Psych that he's gonna be down for the count. Not a lot he can do. His wings popping for the Paladin, and Templar is gonna take him out. Psyched, if you only could have waited somehow in one way or another for another Blood of the Enemy that could have been it. Zedulus would have had no response for that one. That's going to be a little bit rough for our favorite boy, our favorite Demon Hunter. Alright, let me switch to the Duels mix. Those are good songs, man. I actually kind of wanted to add them to the mix. Let me switch to the Duels play. This is a good old Zedulus trying to see if he might be able to walk up at Print. Print actually hit him with a Mortal Coil, trying to load him up on a bunch of UAs. Should be a bunch of damage out of the Affliction Warlock. Turn to a stun onto Zedulus with a Drain Life. Gonna drain the soul out of this man. Shield of Vengeance does come in clutch. It's a trick for Print Warlock, looking for a gateway. And maybe the dots do enough work on Zedulus. Shield of Vengeance not holding up for too long. And just trying to heal himself by little, trying to cleanse him of all these corruptions and curses. But they are pretty strong. They are staying on, and Print trying to see him. Might be able to get around the corner onto Zedulus and tag him with a UA. Agony Corruption. I think he just threw a free Shadow Bolt just now. Is that the place I was going for? Free Shadow Bolts from Corruptions? That's gotta be another Mortal Coil, and it's no trigger for Zed. Does lock out Print on Shadow on that UA, but Zedulus is still melting little by little. Random Dark Blade being summoned. I'm pretty sure that wasn't a full cooldown by Print. And that Darkblade doing a little bit of damage. Dragstore is going to be up next. Get hit with a fear, but it's not going to be able to... He actually didn't have to trick it out of the fear. Looks like somebody else broke him out of the fear. I guess the Darkblade did it. Wait, maybe that's actual pet for print. Maybe that's a real Darkblade. Because this guy's sticking around for quite a while. Going to be wall and a bunch of UAs onto drag by print. Tried to load up the hunter. That was a feigned death by drag. Cannot do anything about the dots at this point. They are going to sit there. Random Darkblade getting summoned. I think maybe that's just random Darkblades. Because I'm pretty sure it would have been lit up with fire if it was a real Darkblade. Unless you got a random Darkblade somewhere through it all. It's going to be a massive drain life onto drag. Taking a lot of damage. Not a lot of dots really left on the man. That does get a feigned death sitting down for a moment. And it looks like we actually have somebody on Team Blue just leave. The other thing, Print Warlock and 1v5, is that what they're leaving? As drag getting loaded up with dots. Print tried to reposition. Tried to land a fear. Was he able to juke out the mortal, the muzzle? I don't think he was. Gonna be a short-term drain life from Print. Drac is gonna try to see if he can bail out of it. Looking for another feigned death. There goes a feigned death. Print just needs to reset those dots. That's gonna be a pet stun. Does he have a trinket for it? Doesn't choose to trinket. Maybe a mortal coil available very, very soon. Drac could be out exposed. Maybe a mortal coil right here. Let's try to go for haze buff. Mortal coil does give him a little bit of extra health. That's gonna be one UA and a drain life should do it. Turtle shell for Drac, but I think he's still gonna die to the dots and Print needs to get himself health one way or another. Maybe Warlock, Hellstone, anything. Because Demoniac is out on the run. Double Garrote into Print. Probably going to hit him with a stun right after Reaper Flames. Didn't even have to land a stun. Has the global left for Tannis, who's up next. The Retribution Paladin. It looks like he kind of wants to... Is he trying to walk up to Demoniac or is he slowed? But I think he's actually slowed. It looked like he was just trying to walk at him. But I think he's slowed by crippling poison. Getting shot on the Tennis. Does trinket it a little bit late though. Popping wings. And a bubble. That was definitely an interesting option for Demonic. This is going to be a perfect setup. We saw a rogue running circles yesterday on NA, on EU. I'm pretty sure NA can replicate that playstyle, especially if you got a bunch of gushers. Yeah, that would be super, super easy. 2 kills by affliction, very impressive. I would have hoped for a third, but didn't get a lot of health back, man. Demonic wasn't gonna let him play at all. Ripping Flames on Tennis did actually quite a bit of poison damage and bleed damage altogether. And Demonic going in for that reset. Tennis might want to stand there, maybe even cleanse himself with poisons, popping a few heals, but this man is stalwart. Actually does AoE Demoniac out, but the Subterfuge does give him opportunity to land at least one more Garrote before landing the open. And Tennis is kind of out of options. No bop. I think a bop might have actually saved him. Big damage out of Resend. As he went for a big old dress into Demonic popping an evasion to counter that. That was actually a lot of damage out of nowhere. Caught me by surprise. I was thinking it was the second side coming up next. Big old blade dance onto Demoniac as he's completely empty on cooldowns. And now it's gonna be Demon Hunter versus Demon Hunter. Stunned by Demon Hunty. Resent just getting locked down back to back. I-beams coming out and getting a lockdown onto Demon Hunty. That's going to be a meta by Demon Hunty. Double I-beam onto Resent. Darkness is getting dropped by the Demon Hunter on the blue team. Demon Hunter on the red still holding onto his cooldowns. Popping only a blur. And Resent could go flying up in the air if he wants to. Does have a small height advantage. Oh, actually getting hit with CC. It's just going up in the air. Is going to be able to do a little bit of flame lances or fell lances if Human Hunter pokes out in the open. Lands a stun as the Descend does get himself a positional... And a reversal happened with Demon Hunter one flying up in the air and Resent the one hiding. That CC out of Demon Hunter locking down the capability of Resent to do damage while up in the air is pretty noticeable. Double stun Demon Hunter. Whoa! Actually turning around. Double stun with Reaping Flames as a Demon Hunter. And taking out Demon Hunty. Resent taking it back for the Team Blue. Oh, man. That was actually pretty good at the end. That was a weird one, but that's pretty good. Psyched still is playing to the playstyle where you can do the big old wombo, take anybody out of the game. That's really about it, though. Afterwards, his longevity and sustainability is just not super high. I did like Print trying out Affliction. What's the damage like? Lots of Grimoire Sacrifice, apparently. Yeah, that's one biggest disadvantage I feel like with Affliction right now is if you PvP, you have to play Grimoire Sacrifice. I mean, it lives out on a pet, and I guess the pet isn't really much. It's better for you to do damage than your pet doing damage. Because otherwise you do no damage. But is this still... I'm hoping the Shadowlands Affliction is going to be better with multiple UAs you can put up on people. Hopefully that'll be a better setup. Seaver, do you have a group? I'll do it if you make it a group. Sounds good, my man. You're always welcome to. Always welcome. I actually saw a meme on Twitter about the Cloak and Wrath of the Lich King dungeon that's called Cape or Cloak of Gushing Wounds. Oh, yeah. I thought, wait, was it really Wrath? I thought it was a BC thing. Cloak of Gushing Wounds. Wait, we can look it up right now. Cloak of Gushing Wounds. Cloak of Gushing Wounds item. 465 backslot. Here it is. It's from Ericum. Oh, you're right. It is Wrath because it's Violet Hold. Wow. You're right. I forgot that they had those guys in the Violet Hold. I thought Arakoa, and I was like, BC has to be. You know what I mean? That's awesome, though. Blizzard I don't think Blizzard intentionally decided to make Gushing Wound. They probably forgot that they made that item, honestly. Probably completely forgot about it. Alright, wait until we have a group, man. Me and Waltz were farming last night. It was really fun. Yeah, you guys look like you were really going at it, man. I really need to farm some echoes myself, honestly. I'm trying to go for a full strike through severe PvE rogue set. I'm trying to make a perfect dungeon raiding set for rogue. Because I have plenty of verses that I can stack on my rogue anyway. Need to more in a full group? Alright, if you guys need to find a group, if you're looking for one, and try to get some people in a group, you go to pre-made group, play versus player, pre-made group, custom PvP, hit find group type 5, enter in the search. You might see a group or two up and running on Alliance and or Horde today on NA. Or you'll have like Dial 5V5 right here. Just type in number 5 and you should be able to find it somewhere. It'll be Dial 5V5 or 5V1 Duels, anything one of those numbers. So. Or if you don't see when you go, it says start group right here, called something like 5V5 1V1 Duels Dalaran. And just I'll join, get 4 people in, add me on Real ID, I'll get you a group. What's up, Saf? How you doing, my man? Pegasus 4 and 5? Perfect, man. Let's get you in here. Because Boris have a full group. Because we can get Ryu versus Boris. Or if Zero gets a group up and running too, we can get him as well. Let me crack a cold one while we're at it. Come on, refresh 120. Let's go, dude. You could go. You can do a refresh 120 if you want to. We got Pegasus versus Boris up next. Let's get them going since they have a team up and running. Boris and Pegasus. Here we go. 5. Perfect. I'm in Genesis group. Get him. He got a full group. I don't know who Genesis is, but I think it's maybe Pegasus. I think I got him in. Genesis, there we go. That's perfect. We got him in, man. We got him in. Is that Izzo? That's not Izzo, is it? The Hunter? That's not Izzo, dude, is it? Yeah, no, that's not Izzo. There's no way. Alrighty, boys. Switch. We got ourselves Team Red with Demoniac. I think sticking to Assassination this time. Dragstore and that's Survival. What is that tabard? Is that like, it's actually a mop and like Jade Serpent or something, right? It looks good. That actually looks really, really good. It's like really fancy looking. We got Kane as a Windwalker. Him and Demonic actually kind of look very, very similar. Honestly, we got Palm in the back as a big old Fury Warrior and Zeta as a Retribution Paladin versus Team Blue with, we got Bellini as a Swashbuckling Windwalker. We got Izzo as a, I think, Marksman or Beastmaster. I want to say Beastmaster Hunter. Genesis is a Demon Hunter. McFist is a Monk. And as well as Milord. Genesis is going to be first up versus Zeta. It looks like, maybe. Because he's chilling. Or maybe no. We know that Zeta is up. I think Team Blue maybe is still trying to figure out who's going first or last. Take your time, boys. I think it is Demon Hunter. It is a Demon Hunter. Genesis already getting hit with a Reaper Flames in the opener. Instant trinket by Zeta. Instant trinket as a response for Genesis. Trinket for Trinket. Big blood of the enemy for Genesis. As he's trying to actually burn through the Shield of Vengeance. Genesis, though, his damage not really scraping the Shield of Vengeance all that easily. But Genesis himself is actually getting hammered back to back. Oh no. Oh no, what's going on, Genesis? There's a big blood of the enemy, and that is the damage. Are you sure you don't by any chance have a fishing pole equipped in your weapons or something? That was a blood of the enemy? And then couldn't break through Shield of Vengeance. Uh-oh. Does Genesis have no gear? Everybody wears a MOG, so you can't ever tell. That's one of the joys of Classic WoW, is you can actually see who's wearing what gear. But in current WoW, everybody transmogs, so it's hard to tell. Genesis is trying to see if he might be able to get some damage into Zeta, doing as much work as possible and just getting cleaved. I think he actually has no gear. He would have best shot though. I got, oh, marksman on for Izza, okay. So we have Genesis, 0 gear Demon Hunter. I think that proves the Demon Hunters are not overpowered, boys. As Izza is going to go for a scatter shot off of that freezing trap. Aim shot coming out onto Zeta. Trying to see if he might be able to bust through it. As he got himself his true shot aura rolling. Tried to rapid fire through the Shield of Vengeance. Does bust through a trinket for that hot Zeta. Should have a trinket coming up very, very soon as well. So next trap or scatter shot by Izza could be CC'd as Zeta is actually still bursting through Izza. Popping off that safeguard trinket. As Exhilaration comes out for Izzo, trying to see if he can survive. Trinket coming out for Zeta off of that freezing trap. Has massive advantage in this duel so far. And Izzo just needs to go for more kites. Turtle Shell might need to come out as he's super extremely low. Turtle Shell coming out, having to cancel the rapid fire. And Zeta get himself a full flash of lights. Izzo just not having the easiest time of his life with a Paladin. I think it might be the end here. Just getting drive-by NASCAR. McViz coming up next, getting hit with a Hodge execute sentence immediately. And it's having to take Paladin wings damage off the bat. It's going to be McViz popping in. Oh! Leg sweep into a blessing of protection before the leg sweep would connect. McViz actually having to back up. Didn't commit too many cooldowns there. Only one set of Storm Earth and Fire. Only one set of images. That's going to be a disarm onto Zeta, but he's getting hit with a slow. Tiger's Lust coming up trying to catch up, and Shield of Vengeance is back up for Zeta. It looks like he has Shield of Vengeance for every single one of these guys so far. And I think a shield, at least for 2 of them, have got to pop back. Ringo Boopity Bob for Mike Fist is trying to get himself a bit of a reset. And he's going to dragon kick to reposition to another platform. Zeta hitting him with the Reaper Flames so far. Zeta is the guy that's just on the chase with McFist while he is on the run. McFist will eventually have to go for a setup. Maybe this is where we go for in-cap. Hodge into a trinket for McFist. Is going to get a Fist of Fury. Touching that onto Zeta. Could be a bubble out of this Paladin as a bite comes to crash him. That charge is going to be a lot of damage. Bubble coming out before the touch even hits. And McFist going for Verify Zeta. Get himself flash of lights. It's going to be a reset for the both of them. And McFist looking to maybe reposition. Get hit with a hand of hindrance. Does have a disarm for the Paladin. Looking to maybe capitalize on some pressure. Leg sweep. This time the Paladin can do nothing. No, he actually has a trinket. And McFist bails out of there immediately. Has a Karma. Without a bubble or bob for Zeta to deal with. Zeta does have Shield of Vengeance back up. So McFist can go for a wall. Diffuse Magic maybe. Which I think Diffuse actually will do pretty well. Against a Shield of Vengeance holy damage. It should, right? Chat, any confirmation on that? Because I remember way back in the day, way back in the day, WoW, like classic WoW, vanilla. Apparently, holy damage did not have any resistances. But it was also, there was nothing that could really buff holy damage that much. It was like in its own field. It wasn't like Shadow, Fire, Frost, or Nature. That's been changed since, yeah? Going to be Karma into Zeta, getting a Hodge and McFizz, trying to go for a bit of Karma, just waiting out until that Karma's down. Executes the status on McFizz, might have enough damage here. Going for a Vivify Spam. McFizz doesn't really have a lot left here. Does have a wall coming up at the end of this leg sweep. He's going to use it immediately. Zeta just needs a little bit more damage. It's not enough though. As McFizz did catch up on quite a bit of health. That leg sweep into a few Vivifies, buying him some time until the wall is back up, and that'll give him a lot more of a bigger health pool to work with. Into a Ringo Boopity Bop on Palm as he goes in, gets past the ring with a Blaze-Stone Stormbolt onto McFizz, using those fists to keep the Warrior at bay, trying to parry all those attacks as Palm did go for a Rampage. Disarm onto the Warrior. Palm doesn't want to be in melee with McFizz during disarm. But he doesn't want to let the guys go scot-free. He's going to get a fear onto McFizz. Going to be a big old dragon kick. Does he still have a leap? Leap is still there to reconnect with McFizz, using that dragon kick into a roll. With a leap to reconnect, Palm actually has McFist in such a dire situation. Blood of the enemy onto McFist. Does go for a Stormbolt trick, and McFist getting slammed. Big old dress with a rampage, actually doing so much damage. With Milord up next. Hodge onto Palm. He trick us out of immediately 6 minutes into this duel. Fear onto Milord right now as Palm looking to bail out of there for a moment. Backing up for a second. And he's gonna get himself, trying to get himself mounted up. I was trying to figure out what is he trying to do behind that pillar. Milord and Palm just gonna have to tussle out in the middle. Gonna be Shield of Vengeance for Milord. Palm is gonna have to be kind of careful with his shield, as his health is also dipping quite low. There goes a big defensive enrage regeneration popping in for Palm, trying to survive the Paladin's onslaught. Hit one Bloodthirst. Does he get a second one? He does not. Shield of Vengeance popping back at himself. Dire situation. Palm charges right back into the fray. Needs to get himself as much healing as possible. Stormbolt to lock down Milord. He does trinket out of it. This man is greedy to take down this Orc Warrior. And down goes Palm. Milord used everything besides the bubble and bop. But he threw everything just to take down Palm. Maybe he should have saved that trinket, because now Kane is going to be able to abuse the situation. Huge damage onto Milord though. I don't know. This man is getting blown up. Safeguard trinket, holding him strong for a little longer. It's going to be minute-long wings popping in. Needs to go for lots of healing. Kane taking a lot of damage. Milord got himself a bubble off. Could be a perfect opportunity to go counter-offensive as Kane no longer has a wall. And Milord needs to make sure he is nice and healthy so he doesn't get caught out with that karma. He needs a blessing of protection to deal with that karma. He needs it. Because if he uses blessing of protection, Ken is going to be free to use that karma. You have to make sure you have a cooldown that can be matched 1-for-1. The Paladin mobility on the horse actually allowing him to get away from Kane. Kane having to go through quite a lot of mobility abilities just to burn through it. Karma coming out. Milord does have a Shield of Vengeance for it. Blessing of Protection coming out right now. That's going to be a bomb that's going to be taking off the karma. Shield of Vengeance does pop back into Kane. Diffuse Magic is up for some of the holy damage, but Kane is still taking a beating. No wall until 20 seconds later. Disarm onto Milord Palam. He is going to be able to get himself a heal or two. And Karen is in a dire situation. He needs to go for a little bit of running. That's going to be a big old dragon kick behind the pillar. Milord catching up on health. Needs to mount up immediately. Has himself full wings available. Better not use that holy... Did he just like... Did he just hit Divine Storm just because you have holy power? Was he trying to get like a proc or something maybe? He just pressed Divine Storm. That was holy power. Also, that's a really nice horse. How do you get that? They got a nice little saddle and everything on it. Looks really good. Kane rolling back in onto Milord, locking him down with a leg here. Big old Fist of Fury. It's going to be a bit of damage for the Paladin to take. Let's throw both of them are going to have to be waiting for cooldowns. With Milord having those massive 5-minute CD abilities, it's going to be a little bit rough for him to deal with the output that Kane got going on. As Kane actually getting those roots to lock down Palam. Is going to have a hand of freedom ready. Wings are up and running. Kane better pop a defensive for this one. Karma coming up very, very soon. Can use a wall, but that's going to be a wall as well as a disarm onto Milord. Using the teleport to get on top of the Paladin. Shield of Vengeance popping so quickly onto Kane. Does get thrown a bike at Kane. Kane throws a bike at Milord. Has a karma. And is going to use it. Hodge by Milord. Trinket out of Kane. Milord was going to use that Hodge defensive, but he did get a trinket out of Kane, which is perfect. Might be able to turn this around a little bit later. Needs himself a little bit of time. Wings up and running. Safeguard trinket back up. Might give him enough defensiveness just to survive this. The images are burning right through palace of health. A small heal coming in with Alexi. Does have a trinket for it. No. Kane taking him out. Pala just needed just a little bit more time. Just a heal or two and would have had it. It's going to be Bailey. Bailini, Karma touches down on the Kane. Boarding right next to him, trying to see if he can max out the damage. Diffuse Magic up for Kane. That touches that didn't do the most amount of damage for Saphira flying back at Bellini. And Bellini's just doing everything in his power just to take down Kane. Double slapper to go and doubt. Here goes Bellini. Did pop quite a lot of cooldowns there. There's going to be a bike out of Dragstore. This is going for the big cutting spree with Bellini. Just letting the damage go from afar. Trying not to get touched by the monk at all. Fisafira locking down for a second. Does go for a feign death for a quick moment. Throwing grenades. And down goes Bellini. I think Bellini tried to go in for an all-out onto Kane. That was an interesting duel. Just about everybody, except for like one person on Team Red, got to play. We're looking for more? Yeah, we're looking for more, my man. ASUS? Yeah. We do Friday on EU, Saturday on NA. You're more than welcome to join Friday, Dan. More than welcome. Yeah, you can verse Kragar. You can verse Kragar, man. See if I got a 5. All right, let's get Seawork in here next. Boris, let's go. I was going to play my crazy build. Oh yeah, but I got a 5 on /roll. Oh no. What crazy build are we talking about? Guy didn't have you added, so I took. Okay, cool. I could do that. I could do the Seawork. Sav got a 4 out of 5. Perfect. We'll get Sav versus the Seawork then, and that'll work out. Beautiful. 277, 78, I think. There we go. Beautiful, boys. Beautiful. Evening, fella. Much love, man. What's up, Munch? How you doing, my dude? Hope you're having a good one, my man. Gotta see Seawork versus Pally today. Pally skill and mages all day yesterday, lol. True. We need more groups, man. We need more groups. Let me call in a support group, boys. Let me call in the champions. There we go. Ba-da-ba. Yeah. Is the mix on random? It is on random. Cool. And we can get a new one in here. Alright, Sav got a 5 out of 5. Beautiful, boys. We'll get him versus Seawork. Invite spectator match. Seawork, Sav, 5. Here we go. Oh, can't wait to see this. Hell yeah, dude. Monk hit 120 on the 15, so yeah. Did all the other monks. Ah, fair enough. Yeah. What about the Demon Hunter? Was he a fresh 120? Was he? Who dares summon me? What's up, Boom? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one, my dude. Missing them classic RBG matches. Did Classic actually... Classic didn't have RBGs, did it? It was like all BGs were like... random BGs. There was like no competitive mode in Classic, was there? I know there was like the honor farm. For ranks. Right? No 170 go home. What? That's rude. I summoned Boom. I literally just add champions. I literally summoned them. Switch. We got ourselves the boys. We got ourselves Amu. Amu? I guess Amu. We got ourselves Boomosaur himself. Are you playing Demonology? I think it's Destruction. We got Seawork on that Arcane Mage with Cat in the back. And Ruzer. We got a lot of Windwalker monks in here. And normally I'm okay with only 2 of each class, but you know what? I'll allow it. I will allow it. Because it is Boomosaur and it is Seawork in this group. Good chance they'll end up playing somewhere in between the pals with tennis. Going to be first up on Team Blue. Immediate Hodge into Amu. He's going to hit him with that human racial. Pounding the fist into tennis. Tennis popping in counter wings. Bob might need to come out here or bubble. Tennis taking a lot of that karma damage. And looks like Amy's going to back out of there for a second. Catch a couple of Vivifies. Catch a breather. But that's going to be a big defensive out of the monk down. Also, Amy not playing the wall. Which is an interesting choice. What honor challenge would you be playing if not the monk wall? I think kind of needed. Diffuse magic, I guess, for some of the holy damage from tennis. But I don't really know if it actually works. It might be like the Wind Strike for Windwalker. That it's actually still going to go through. As Tennis got himself a shield of ends up and running Hodge onto Amu. No more karma available. Amu might need to find an answer here. Tennis does go for a bop. So even though Shield of Vengeance was up, still went for a bop. Amu better not trip the bop or trip that Shield of Vengeance at all. Does not really take the most amount of damage from it. But I'm not really sure what they got going on. Like, where's the wall? Safeguard Trinket proc for me. Maybe they're reliant on that Safeguard Trinket. Maybe they have another Trinket available defensively for this. And they can go for more honor challenges that are more in the offensive nature. Lexi on the tennis. Do they have enough? Because Amy doesn't have a lot of health. Unless you heal right now, this might be bad for you. And this is why we run wall, boys. Next up is actually, oh, Spartan Team Blue. We also got Lei, we've got Kulan and Decapitator. And tennis does go down to... the mini-me, Seawork XD. Coolan is going to be up next versus Seavark, hitting him with a stun immediately. Going to be Trinket. Bike going from a mile away. Seavark doesn't get to dodge it. Actually could have ran behind the pillar, and I think actually could have line decided. Just going to be Voodoo Rod, Trinket onto Coolan. Could be huge damage right now. Seavark trying to blink around the man. I-beam coming up for Coolan, getting interrupted. As long as Seavark doesn't let the Demon Hunter touch him at all. As long as you don't let Demon Hunter touch you in the first place, he can't heal. That's like a perfect counter. Immediate invis, group invis for Seavark, just to get away from Coolan. And it's gonna go back for more of those barrages, getting the slows. Knock up into Coolan. Does go for a imprison. Could be a perfect opportunity for a stun for the Demon Hunter, and instead goes up in the air. Does get a few lances, actually 3, 4, 5. No, Seavark is just letting those lances for free. He just letting those lances hit him for free. I don't know if he had temporal for that or not. Coolan's super low in health, dropping down darkness next to Seavark, trying to I-beam, but he's kind of stuck in the darkness. Does he walk out, trying to heal from Seavark, trying to go for some offensive damage, or does he sit in that darkness? A tough option. He actually is sitting down for some mage food. If Seavark is aware, he will notice this. Does see the mage food he eats. He is going to interrupt it immediately. And Coolan's just waiting for some cooldowns to come back while he's able to recover. Stun on Seavark does finally get the damage in. Double stun to follow. Does he get the I-beam though? I-beam coming up is getting interrupted. Does a blur to reduce some of the damage he is taking, but I think Seavark might have him with a couple of those arcane blasts. I think it's going to be up. Down he goes. Seavark just waited out a little bit longer, but now he got himself a decent setup versus Coolan. Had to wait a little bit until the metamorphosis was down, until the poor boy had absolutely nothing left. And now it's going to be Seavark versus Particle. An Arcane versus Arcane. Don't blink because he's got a spell stealing all y'all blinks. Nice little bow for Seavark. Nice little bow for Spart. Seavark chowing down some mana buns. So this essentially is going to be who interrupts who. The first person to land an interrupt here, I think, just wins. Arcane Missiles and Spart not letting those Arcane Missiles last too long. Did Seavark get a kick out of this? I don't know if he did. Temporal coming up for Spart. And Spart is the one taking a lot of damage right now, actually. Temporal stolen by Seavark. Poly onto Seavark. I don't think he has an interrupt anymore, though. And Spart got himself some big damage. Voodoo Rod Trinket onto Seavark. But does go for an invis, reducing some of that damage. This is going to throw him down a Voodoo Rod Trinket back at Spart. Spart blinking the hell out of there. Got himself a shield, trying to instant cast for a bit of health. And has got himself a group invis, maybe to reposition. Seavark trying to see if he can find him. Arcane Missiles flying as well as an Arcane Blast for free at Seavark. Trying to get some missiles back at Spart. Getting locked down. Now it's going to be immediate Ice Block for Sparticle, as he doesn't have any more defenses left. Temporal coming up in 4 seconds. Will he even be able to use it? Trying to see if he might be able to do some damage to Seavark. Seavark does have Warlock Hellstone on his team, as Spart does not. So Seavark does have that small advantage. Temporal out for Spart. Might be able to recover a little bit of health. Smallest amount of health, as we are hitting 1% dampening. It looks like Seavark is going to send the missiles flying. As soon as Spart gets a kick, and as soon as he doesn't have a kick, Seavark can go and handle pressure. He doesn't have to stop those arcane missiles. He just can let them fly. That's a lot of damage, lots of pressure available. Decapitated trying to see if he might be able to get a corner around. Seavark is going to have an reflect available. Going to be a Nova, but Seavark cannot reflect the Nova. And Decapitated is going to have to go for those charges and leaps and be very, very specific when he does it. And Seavark is going to punish him with those missiles, trinkets out of the Stormbolt, not letting Decapitated get close to the guy. That's going to be a bike, and Seavark does pop an invis. The bike still is honed in on him, blinking away from Decap. He is going to go for a commanding shot. Leap next to Seavark. He's going to get knocked up as soon as he gets anywhere near Seavark. As long as he can't touch Seavark, he's in a bad position. Did he get at least one? He might have gotten one Bloodthirst there. I saw Enrage Regen come up, and I saw his health low, and now it was high, so I guess he maybe stole one quick Bloodthirst in there. But Decap is definitely going to have a hard time trying to go for some food. So is Seavark. So both of them are going to get the eats. The problem is Seavark got his food before Decap. Seavark can interrupt a good portion of that eats. He's going to go for the Arcane Orb. Blinking as soon as he sees anything come at him. As soon as he sees charges. Decapitated playing only one charge is going to put him in a disadvantage, because he will hit him with a Stormbolt. Slow. Big damage out of Seavark with a Voodoo Rot. And Decap just honestly couldn't play the game. A proper Arcane Mage, with proper slows and blinks and displacement, I mean, just makes it a hell of a nightmare for a warrior. Ice block coming out for Seawork as he sees the vendetta out of Lei, and Lei taking a lot of damage back from Seawork. Just in a few globals, big missile. Oh. Well, that's Seawork for ya. A big ol' 1v5. I didn't even realize 1v5. God damn. Well. That was something. I didn't realize he went for a big ol' 1v5. Oh, he got gushings too? He doesn't have a lot of gushings. Man, that seems really, really strong. That seems really strong. Well, damn. Alright, boys, let's get another one going, yeah? Let's get another one going, boys. Friday IU, yep, they are. Reasons why I stopped playing Warrior? Dude, it is... I think I should definitely try Warrior out whenever Shadowlands comes around. Because they're looking really good. I mean, the stuff that your Warrior has looks great. Should I go again and go last? Yeah, we can have Seawork go again. We can have Seaworks go next. We'll see who's else ready, and we'll throw a Seaworks group at it. Because we still have Boom, we still have quite a bit of boys on Seaworks team that didn't get to play, so we can get it back in. But yeah, Warriors are looking really good in Shadowlands. The tools they're getting are awesome. The current Warriors are fun, but I think they're going to be even better in Shadowlands. I feel that also Arcane Mages are losing displacement in Shadowlands as well. So you won't be able to blink around like this anymore. And they're also kind of nerfing Shimmer by a hair, but not nearly as bad as what they were originally going to do with it. But still, it should be pretty decent. It looks like copy paste in Shadowlands. Well, yes and no. Some of the talents that they got recently updated, you check out my video. I posted it the other day. Warrior changes in Shadowlands. Some of those changes look really good. It's definitely worth looking at, man. But you also have little tools like you have, what is it called? Ignore Pain from Protection Warrior. That's available for all specs. So as a Fury Warrior, if you're struggling to survive, you can hit Ignore Pain, which will help you with physical damage, but also magic damage. It gives you Absorb Shield, and 50% of the damage you take will be put into Absorb Shield instead. So it's going to be kind of nice. I mean, you'll take 50% of that damage to your health, but you reduce 50%. Basically, it's like a 50% DR up to a certain point. It's a shield. So if you get hit with a big old hit, that shield will absorb 50% of it. Or if it's a little, arcane missiles from an arcane mage, it'll absorb that too. So that you'll be able to use that with rage, only on a 12-second cooldown, so you get to use it quite often. The shield lasts for a while too. I think it lasts about 12 seconds, so you can basically have it up all the time, or close enough. You also have Spell Reflect, baseline, so you won't have to invest honor talents into that. You have Intervene, so you can intervene to an ally. And the talent of, for Fury in particular, keeping up with mages, you should check out the talent of Reckless Abandon. So Reckless Abandon not only going to make it where your Recklessness generates you more rage, but also will transform your Raging Blow and Bloodthirst into Bloodbath and Crushing Blow. Crushing Blow will have a small charge element to it. You know how right now you have an honor talent where you execute, you have a small charge to an enemy? So you'll be able to do that with Crushing Blows. Sorry about the two monks. Wasn't my group, but I told them felt bad for having them leave. Me and the are going to go last this time though. Perfect. That works out for me. Let's get another group going, guys. Whoever's ready. I think Ghost Creeper is trying to set up a group. Ghost Creeper on Alliance. So if you guys want to join Ghost Creeper, look up 5V5 1V1 Dalaran Duels. Later will be Genesis XO. Join them and we'll have ourselves a group versus Seabark. I just started a group. Someone should join. Yeah, if you guys want to promote your groups, you guys are more than welcome to. Today's an 8. Yep, today is an 8. Did they bring displacement back? No, displacement is still gone in Shadowlands. And also, I think you can no longer arcane missiles for free. Like right now in BFA, you can just hit arcane missiles and they fly. So you can either hit arcane missiles as a proc or just for fun. But I think they're removing that and they're bringing it back to arcane blasts. But we'll see. Because other arcane mages used to play before the arcane blast was like your only ability. Spartar freeze but PvH chicken study, they just melt. Yeah, they do. They are super rough, dude. They're actually nuts. Then again, I use bike, I use dress. I feel like everybody uses them, right? The only way to make it a fair fight at this point is just to also get him yourself. You didn't notice the cloud at first. I was like, wait, why am I at 75%? Yeah, that shit's rough. Boris at full group. We got Sav. Sav only got to play against Seawork, so we'll put him right here. Put Sav on standby. Actually, we'll put Sav right here. We got Pegasus. So let's get Seawork and Boris. We got Seawork and Boris. And we got Sav or Pegasus or whoever's ready. Versus each other. Sav is ready with 5v5. We'll get somebody into his group afterwards. Hi, I'm new. What's up? I'm my man. Hope you're having a good one, my guy. We're doing 5v5 1v1 DUELS over on NA, man. You're more welcome to join if you have an account on NA. EU Fridays, if you are on EU by any chance. Paladin EXT, Dragfist, Kane, Orcus. Oh, Orcus is back. What's up, dude? Hey, man. Is it your full-time job? No, I also hang out on 3 corners. Lady of the night, but I'm a gentleman. We got switch. We got Dragfist on team blue. Big old red monk. I actually kind of like the jacket, dude. That's my favorite jacket. That's one of the coolest things that BFA added is this jacket with a pop collar. I'm a huge fan of that. We got this Kane as another Windwalker, Orcus as an Arcane Mage, Paladin EXE, not a Paladin at all. And then we got Zealous in the back versus Amui on Team Red, Boomaster coming back, Seawork as an Arcane, Cat as a Windwalker, and Rouser. I'll just say it here, normally there's a rule of no Windwalkers or no 2 of each class. But whoever's the group lead got some Windwalkers. But they didn't know the rules. But I'm going to let them play. Because we will see diversity and variety here. Booms are going first. Some of the other Windwalkers will also be able to play. Because the last game, somebody just did a big old 1v5 and took everyone's fun away. Kane is going to be worse than Boomasaur. Hit him with a Mortal Coil. Chicken side of it with a fear by Boom. Actually looking to get that invis as the touch of death is ticking on him. So Boom is actually going to go for a reset. Boom got himself the Succubus, already slapping Kane around, whipping him into shape. Cataclysm around the corner is going to get hit with a free Cata. That immolate damage with random Inferno summoning is going to be so nutty. So now we know Boomasaur is not playing Conflict and Strife, playing that Vision of Perfection. And those Infernos are just going to be harassing Kane as another Inferno drops in. Big Casbold's coming out, double Casbold into Kane's face, looking to get a Karma. I don't think he'll get a Karma. He's just melting to the Infernos, and oh, that Inferno just gave him a little slap in the ass cheek, and down goes the boy. Oh my goodness. Just gave him a little slap of the booty, and out he goes. Big Casbold's coming out on a Zeta. Are those still beef Casbolds? Well, now they're going to get beef with another Infernal Jolt. What? Oh, no. Oh, no, the Infernal's attacking Paladin EXE. No! Wait, but that means those are still empowered Casbolts. Boomasaur, just how many of those things have you summoned? You had 2 on the Rogue and 1 pin the Paladin. You had 3 up at a time. He's going to have like a billion Infernals. Shadowlands actually gave Warlocks a change with talents instead of allowing them to get a beefed up Casbolt while having Infernal up. Instead, every soul shard you spend has the chance to summon another Infernal, which is going to be different. So you actually will be able to play same play style of mass Infernals in Shadowlands, but you won't get the big Casbolts though. It'll be a lot of Casbolts, but you won't be the massive one-shot of Casbolts. Big damage, but Boomstar onto Zeta. He does. Oh my goodness. Oh lordy, do you even need anybody when you got Boomasaur in your team? It's a one-man army. Lexi by Dragfist, popping in cooldowns. This is going to be a bike into Boomasaur. Touch of death to follow. Does Booma have an invis trinket? Because he's going to take that touch of death to the face. Another fear onto Drag. As Boom is actually super low in health, going for an invisible trinket. It's going to be able to walk out of there. It's going to be random Inferno, someone and Drag, but the Boomsaur is still nowhere to be found. Drain life and add Drag from afar. Hopefully has a Mortal Coil. Try to keep the monk at bay. Drag is just still taking so much damage with Boomstar, not even touching the guy. Mortal Coil to follow. No trinket available. That's going to be a big old Casbolt to Drag Fist. He's looking to land that Karma, and immediate Karma onto Boomasaur. Immediate Karma onto Boomasaur. Maybe save Succubus CC. Succubus CC separating these two. Boomasaur just running around. And a big old Casbolt for Drag. I don't know if he survives. Oh, oh my goodness. Boomasaur. Oh, this is why people are ringing with Destro Warlocks. This is why. Start into Paladin EXT with a Casbolt for free. from Boomasaur. And Paladin is already at 60% health. He literally just started playing the game and he's already 60% health with an Infernal attacking him as he goes for the stun to boom. Shadow Step into the... with a Mortal Coil immediately having to burn a trinket, save that for rainy day. That's going to be fewer running him out, but I think the Infernal should break it. The Infernal is over there with Paladin keeping him warm. Infernal actually going for a big old dip with Boomasaur. As the Vendetta is hitting the Warlock, Paladin's just going to have to hang out with Infernal. There we go, Rain of Fire. Boomasaur is doing everything he can to make sure that Paladin EXE is nice and cozy. Infernal is going to dissipate, so no more big Chaos Bolts for Boomasaur. Unless he just gets random and on the Infernal. Getting a Rooter to Paladin with 2 Chaos Bolts back to... Oh, you done? Double Chaos Bolt, that's all it took, dude. The fastest cast in the West is all you needed. Intro by Orcus onto Boomasaur. Hanging around by a lip right here, by the edge, trying to ignore as many casts as he can. Mortal Coil to Orcus from afar, and that's going to be a Fell Hunter coming out for Boomasaur. Interrupted Orcus on Arcane, that's all he needs to. Without a Fell Hunter, there's going to be now 2 targets for you to keep track of. So unless Orcus can get a CC onto that pet, not a lot you can really do. So I think you might actually want to go for Palmer from the pet before he goes in for big damage to the boom. That's going to be invis for him as Boomasaur trying to get a reposition here. He has no idea where Orcus is at. Now he does. Invis coming out is going to just walk up to Orcus. That is going to be an Arcane Orb. Still keeping him invis though. But Orcus should know that the Arcane Orb did generate Arcane power. So he did hit Boomasaur. Knock up onto the Warlock for a second. Orcus trying to get some damage in. It's going to get an freeze onto the pet. Trying to blink next to Boom. Could go for a Forsaken Rachel. Does go for Forsaken Rachel. Blink it next to the pillar. Trying to avoid that Casbolt. Still Casbolt is going to come up. Even if it's the slowest Casbolt ever. I know Orcus had to ice block for that one. Just a word for his life as we are just hitting the 3% dampener, boys. Just now hitting 3% dampening. Just now. Fear onto Orcus. He does have himself a temporal. The Fear and Shield are going to keep... Or the Shield is honestly just going to keep him in Fear for longer. Infernal does drop in. That's going to be Casbolt for free for Boomasaur. Another Infernal. I think actually one he meant to summon. That's double Infernal right now for Orcus to deal with as Boomsaur is trying to catch Orcus in yet another Fear. Those Infernals are doing quite a bit of damage by themselves. One of them is still a real Infernal. Interrupt onto Shadow, onto Boomasaur. He's trying to get another Casbolt onto Orcus. The most Orcus can do is stick a Boomasaur with those missiles into a Mortal Coil. Trick inside of a Casbolt flying. I think it's done for. Orcus is Infernal's chasing after you. What do you do? Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. Destra Warlocks, boys. What's sad about... I'm actually sad about that rogue. He got caught. Right? He got caught on the corner, just the narrowest line of sight. Just a little itty bitty pixel. He was running around the corner of the stair area. One of the corners of the boxes. Boomasaur hits him with a cum flag. One Casbolt. Second Casbolt. He literally sat that route watching 2 Casbolts get cast into him. And there's nothing you can do unless you can vanish out or cloak with shadows or drop a smoke bomb on top of yourselves. You're just standing there looking at the end of that tunnel, looking at the light, and it just hits it like a fucking freight train. It wasn't a light at the end of the tunnel, it was a goddamn freight train that is the Casbolts of Boomasaur. Warlocks. I wonder if Blizzard will actually, because the change that they're making in Shadowlands, if you were to apply it in Battle for Azeroth, I think it would actually nerf Warlocks, like maybe fix them. Maybe it would still make them super strong because it's a lot of Infernals you can summon. Those things still do a lot of damage. That's a lot of free Casbolts because it just generates so many resources. But I wonder if you were to implement those Shadowlands changes into current WoW, if it will fix it. I don't know. But in Shadowlands it looks interesting. Well then, there it is. Alright boys, do we have any more groups? Sirak is gonna bow out. Thank you so much for playing. Appreciate you. I'll do it once again. We're just not on time waiting for that challenge. Hell yeah, dude. I feel ya. I feel ya. I feel ya. Boys, that is 280 recordings over on the NA Duels. 280 of these. Can you believe it? Pegasus with a 5 out of 5. If Sav have a 5, man, we'll get Pegasus with a Sav right after, yeah? I said boom, some solid play. Dude, that was great play. That was solid. You made it look easy. Sorry, but PvP is so broken. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I can't disagree, Boris. Have a good live. Have a good live. Oh, you done, Boris? Oh, rip. Got our 5 if anyone wants to join in. Cameron, yeah, boys, we got boys for Cameron. If you guys want to join in, you 1v5. Wow, he did. Sav got a 5 out of 5. Let's get ourselves Pegasus versus Sav in here, yeah. Let's get him in there, boys. Pegasus and Sav 5. Here we go. Can I get a hang on lock PvP? I know I've been good at casters in PvP. Casters are a little bit harder than melee. I will agree with you on that one. Casters are a little bit harder than melee. 12 around arena, boys. Let's go. Do 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 do. Boo, boo, boo. We got 12 around. That's a big one, oh man. That was a good one. Bum, bum, bum. How many are you running any gushing wounds, by the way, Boom? Because I see him in warlocks running gushing wounds. I feel like that's overkill, isn't it? Because you already do so much damage. Gushing wounds just makes it so much hard to play, dude. Holy shit. Twitch. Let me know if you're running any. If you know, if you pick any up, because I've seen a lot of people pick up gushings. For certain specs, I think it works real well. I tried it on Outlaw. It doesn't seem to be all that great on Outlaw. I mean, it kind of works, but it's just like you don't have... It's like a Windwalker with gushing wounds, right? It kind of works, but it's not perfectly fit, you know? Got us a Team Blue with Bolio as a Boomy. We got Genesis going up first as a Warlock. Laura in the back. Lay up front. And Tennis on a Rat. We got us a G-Few going to be going up first. War Team Red and Genesis XO. Wait, Genesis? And Genesis? Sisters for bet. Cad, we got Yua, and we got Asumi as well. G-Few going to be going up first versus Genesis getting locked out and going for a port. And G-Few's over there with a big old Fist of Fury, dropping the Fist of Fury for a big old dress. Genesis dropping down Infernal, trying to see if he can land a stun onto G-Few. Does go for Mortal Coil. Oh, he almost got... Wait, did he just shot him out that? Did he just try to shot him out the stun or something? Karma for G-Few. I think Genesis is honestly at a point where they can't really do much. I think they're honestly done with Karma, reflecting the casual damage back to them. And G-Few just hammered, then pressured a lot of damage into Genesis, and down they went with Tennis going to be up next. Trinket blown for G-Few from the Hodge. As he got another set of images with Storm, Earth, and Fire, just obliterating Tennis, forcing out that bubble. And G-Few just casting Vivify in his face. Tennis coming out of this without a lot of health. Shield of Vengeance might to go up. It's going to be Diffused Magic for G-Few. Tennis, unless you heal yourself, you might be down for the count. Shield! Nope. Apparently no Shield of Vengeance for this man. He's not really feeling the vengeance. Laura is going to be up next. Lauren Thalis is the full name. But Laura is going to be up next versus G-Few, hitting him with a sap. Gotta give it a big old tap. Actually, it looks like he's not gonna be able to tap it too much. Popping in a massive versatility trinket off the bat here. Is gonna go for a big old Reaper Flames to G-Few. Trying to go for big damage of visitors. Does he do it? Laura getting quite a bit of damage into G-Few in the opener. Quite a bit of damage. Leg sweep coming out for G-Few. Leg sweep locking down into a Fist of Fury. Dress into Laura. No health left. That's gonna be a Cloak as well as a Vanish. But it looks like Vanish got broken out blind onto G-Few. Needs to catch a reset. Image is finally not hitting him. G-Few might have a port available behind the pillar. He does have a port on top of it. G-Few does get kidneyed though. Laura still might be able to catch himself a reset. Then Laura does catch himself a reset. That's going to be a dragon kick, but G-Few might see the rogue around the corner. Sabbed by Laura, controlling the fight like a rogue should. Very, very well played. G-Few still holding on to a lot of defenses available though. No trinket. That's the only thing he doesn't have. That's gonna be ink. Oh, I was gonna say Nightblade. Actually, I was about to say Incap for some reason. Laura, did you trinket the disarm? I think Laura might have. Mally onto G-Few. Might need to reverse that. Mally back to Laura. The Karma is gonna try to heal you. Trying to have Vivifies. Getting interrupted. G-Few actually might be in a bad spot. Needs to heal up immediately. Incap onto Laura for a second. Getting images up and running. Leg sweep into Laura. Does he get to turn this around? Big damage to Laura, but this is gonna be a technical slap at G-Few. Wait, what? He just... What was Did it touch a death lore or something? I thought lore was fine for a second. They look like they were low on health. They just got procced hard. That's gonna be big damage to Lei. Dressed, just taking Lei's health off. Just what? So what do you use on Laura then? Because you had dress for it. You had dress for Lei. Was that a touch of death? That might have been a touch of death. That might have actually been a touch of death. Cheap shot on the GFU as Lei trying to get some damage in as another sub rogue. Big blood of the enemy bike on the GFU. Fist of Fury are flying. Lei needs to find a way to deal with the Fist of Fury. Into a kidney shot. Shortest kidney ever though on the GFU. And Lei going for a blind. But he's making sure to come back for that sap on the GFU. Oh man, that's tough. This is tough. Because if Lei is not going to be able to do much against GFU, all they have is Bolio, and that's a boomy. Incap into Lei. Does trick at that incap with Alexia blocking him down. Does have Fist of Fury flying at Lei. Ignoring that twisted appendage completely. And the only one left is going to be Bolio into a silence on the GFU. New Moon. Trying to get maybe a half moon. Has the images to go for some half moon play if he wants to. But this Boomkin is going to be the one to save Team Blue here. Trying to get a half moon damage rolling on the GFU. Might be able to get a big setup going here maybe. Thorns are up and running. It's going to be a Karma off those Thorns. A Bully sitting bare form. Actually, the Karma is actually going to increase the damage you take from those Thorns. Those Thorns are getting reversed back to you in a way. Bully haven't really been able to get a cast off whatsoever. Get a few instances, but down he goes. Not a lot you could do as a Boomy though. With a big old 1v5 for GFU. That was a pretty quick one though. That was a 5 minutes. Maybe less. Did we even hit dampening? Might have been the quickest duel ever. Spine, Karma, Lash. Maybe it's Lash that slapped Lei at the end there. Did he touch a death? What did Lei die to? Spine? No wait, Laura. Oh yeah, it was touch of death. That would explain it actually. And Spine at one point. Well, there was a touch of death. I guess a touch of death at the end. Damn dude, that's his spine does so much damage, dude. What? I swear, dude. That's crazy. How about a 5 GFU can last if you want? Yeah, I guess we could get another one going with GFU on that team. Yeah, if we can get another 5-man going, I'm alright with that. Hacker participate, so we have ourselves LFG groups. You either go to Player vs Player Premier Group, Custom PvP Find Group, type in 5, enter. Today we have our duels over on... He just left? Okay, cool. I guess we can get you guys going again since everybody on your team played except for... Well, nobody played except for GFU. I guess the best way to reward it. So you can keep the same people, Pegasus. We can get it back in. But we got Custom PvP 5 and you can go find a group either on NA Alliance or NA Horde. In Custom PvP. Just go to Custom PvP, go to search, type 5, enter, and you're good to go. How are monks looking in Shadowlands? It's decided between Rogue and Monk. Monks is actually one of the specs that doesn't look that different at all. Touch Death is an execute ability. And your big burst is going to be from Zuen. So you're not really going to have nearly as much condensed pressure into a single touch death. The rest of the abilities are mostly the same. Monks don't really have any new abilities. You have an ability called Reverse Harm or Diffuse Harm, or it's kind of like your Expel Harm, but it's the Brewmaster Monk version, right? So you kind of just like give yourself a small heal. Only stamina. How you doing, fam?
I am excited for Fist Weapon Warriors in Shadowlands.
Oh, that is gonna be cool too. I didn't even think about it, dude. Fist Weapon Warriors in Shadowlands. Here, can we get a hashtag only stamina in chat? Showing appreciation for them also. No, my man, appreciate you for the 2 big bones. Appreciate you, fam. That is true. I'd never even thought of it like that. That's really, yeah. That's gonna look cool. I mean, right now you can be like an orc, a shaman with fist weapons, but now you can be a warrior with fist weapons, dude. Yeah, I wonder if Kachika is gonna go fist, dude. Fists only. I also wonder what will be better, one-handers or two-handers for Fear Warrior for PvP or PvE. I'm thinking right now, one-handers for PvE, two-handers for PvP, because two-handers give you more stamina for survivability. But maybe the 5% movement speed with one-handers will be better for PvP instead. We'll have to see. I'm pretty sure it's going to be all about what kind of items you have, right? If there's awesome one-handers with special effects, then yes, I think one-handers will be the go-to. Or if there will be massive two-handers like Gatiko, and you can just go double Gatiko and just carve things up. Thank you so much, man. Can we get a hashtag only stamina chat? Show it up, man. Appreciate you, my dude. 281, boys. 281. Let's go. 500 new group, more gear people this time, lol. Okay, we can get Sav versus Pegasus. How does that sound? Wait, same group, Sav? Is that it? Pegasus and Sav 5. Wait, you guys just play? Okay, that's fine. It's fine with me. Fair enough, we'll play over styles a while, so no bad shit for myself, I guess. Well, I like the playstyle as of right now, so it's not bad. Yeah! If you like the playstyle currently, you'll still have the whole mastery setup where I think monks are going to get touched a little bit later, right? Right now, Blizzard took a look at warlocks. Blizzard reworked shamans. They took a look at warriors again, and then worked them a little bit. Was an LG over Q? Yeah, I could do that. Here we go. So I think they're taking classes one by one, right? Rogues still have talents. They're just like non-existent. They took a look at mages, mostly fire a little bit. They're really, I feels like they're not trying to touch mages too much though. They're trying to keep them mostly the same. Reset. Okay, Pegasus, Sav, I'll try to keep spamming sends to you guys multiple times in a row. Hopefully you guys eventually get the right one because it's kind of bugged out. Yeah, I'm going to keep spamming sends so you guys keep hitting accept as I'm keeping sending you invites, alright? Because it will eventually work. Single Money Fury for Warriors, adding 5% speed, so I want my sub with fists also. It's like from classic to mop. Sub rogues with fist weapons. That'll look interesting. Maybe, well, I doubt it, actually. I think Blizzard's gonna keep daggers to sub rogues. But that'd be cool. If they added like a hemorrhage playstyle. That would be interesting. To speak Russian, I do, a little bit. I don't remember it nearly as well as I used to. That's well, Neil playing bit on what time is it going? Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure when Blizzard changes the alpha into the beta, right? When the game goes into beta instead, then we'll really have like a lot more people get invited, and you guys will get to test the classes how they are, and we'll see a lot more changes. But right now it's early alpha. They're just trying to make sure things work. I mean, only recently did Blizzard release all the zones, but not all the dungeons yet. There's still a lot of Thelsors to test. Torghast is still getting reiterated, and they're still working on it, making sure it's not bugged because it's a new big system, and they want to make sure it fully works, and it's literally fresh spanking new, but it works pretty well. They got the whole randomization for anything done pretty well. They just need to, I think, make sure the randomization doesn't really have like imagine randomizing a room where certain doors are open and closed, and imagine if you get in a room where all doors are closed and you can't exit, right? Or you can't finish it. They're just trying to make sure that they don't run into that issue whatsoever. Honor Master Pulse Gargoyle Basin is going to be scary in PvP. Oh yeah. It's already pretty scary right now in the alpha because you pets the every pet class does insane damage, by the way, right now. All pet classes do insane damage currently. From Demonology to Hunters to now Death Knights. All of them are nuts. Switch. We got ourselves 4-man team on Team Red, but we got Team Blue with a Vinci, Lisa. We got Machine in here as a Feral. We got Shadow Shape as a, I want to say another Feral, and Twinkle Wink. Lots of agility users on Team Red, with Asumi going to be going up first in Team Red. Hopefully they'll get a 5th there at some point or another, as Asumi's going to have to go for a little bit of CC with a Feral. Guy bleeds and out of there immediately. With Team Red having Yuya on the team. We got CAD, we got Genesis XO as well. And Yumi actually swapping out for a different pet. That's going to be a Observer pet to get the interrupts onto Machine. That's going to be Mali onto Asumi, dropping down a full Infernal wall up and running. Asumi going for big CC. Is no chicken available for Machine. Double cast bolt on that boy. That's going to take a lot of damage. That wall coming in handy and looking to bail out of there immediately, as the pets are on the chase. As he's trying to go for regrows, that could be a perfect opportunity for Observer to come by and interrupt him. And looks like Machine actually does get out of this scot-free with that reset. I assume he's going to have to find them right after. Machine without a trinket. Normal walls anymore, so as long as Asumi gets those CC chains right, they should be able to have him here. Gonna get a short route onto Machine, trying to power shift out of it into Bearer form. It's gonna be a stun into Chaos Bolts. Asumi no longer with the Infernal, does not have the ability to get themselves big gigad Chaos Bolts. With an interrupt coming in by Machine, Asumi might be a little bit of a trouble. Mortal Coil does get more CC as well as self heals going. That's gonna be another Infernal. Dip it Dropping machines out quite a bit with that Chaos Bolt. And he's just gonna go for a little bit of reset. Try to go for, again, the same reset as he did before, but this time the Observer is keen on it. Try to see if he might be able to get interrupted machine. Can also steal those HOTS from machine, so he won't have those rejuves rolling for too long. Bash onto Asumi, does shrink it out of it. Trying to land a fear onto machine, does get kicked on it. Perfect opportunity for a Cannibal for free. Double Cannibal with a cold flag to follow. Machine taking a lot of damage there, and almost getting interrupted by an Observer, but it looks like he's still got the heal off. An Observer should be able to spell steal some of those HOTS. Or maybe he juked out the Observer while this damage to get counter pressure onto Asumi right after. Getting interrupted on the Fear yet again. That's going to be twisted advantage onto Asumi. Might want to eliminate it. That is some free damage coming out. A machine going for the bleed strat, just lining and hiding into a Mortal Coil. Trick coming out very, very soon. Big old free Chaos Bolt coming out for Asumi. Machine looking to get the hell out of there immediately. The pillars and the line of sight positionals for Machine are just perfect. And what Asumi honestly needs to do, they need to get the dots back on the machine. He needs to get Infernal Summon back to back. You need to get the Infernals back up and running, if at all possible. Bash onto Asumi. Big old bite. Does try to get an Immolate. Does get it. So now the Infernals, it's only a matter of time before they start dropping in. As the Observer does try to maintain as many HOTS taken off of Machine. Double Infernal surrounding Machine. Beating him up from all corners. Bash on Asumi with a Mortal Coil, or with a Mally rolling into a stun right after. Do they have a trinket? If they do, they're not using a Mortal Coil to Machine. Probably going to trick it out of it. Cannibal not actually not going to hit. Line of sight completely. The Infernal is still chasing after Machine. Try to get a conflag, but I think that conflag route no longer work in Super Yard. And that Infernal is going to keep Machine out in the combat. Asumi does catch the kitty cat out in the open. Does get interrupted onto a Fear. That's going to be freebie Cannibals. They couldn't get beefed up though. Asumi trying to catch a Fear. Oh, catching a Fear on the cat. I think Cannibal might have him here with an Immolate Incinerate. I think that could be the end. Walling this, trying to regrow. The pet interrupt comes in and stealing all the HOTS that Machine might have. And he's going to be in kind of a bit of pressure right now. Infernals could drop down any moment. That's also going to be an appendage onto Machine. Doesn't even go for killing it. Is he actually going to die to that? I was going to say, if he's actually going to die to a tentacle, that would be kind of disappointing. And he does go for a cloak in case there's an eyeball spawning on him. Not a lot of health the Machine can really dedicate right now. Does go to get some calm points off of the pet. Probably got a rip on it with a Mortal Coil by Asumi. Might trinket out of the Sphere. Cannibal to follow. Wall. No, not Wallenus actually. He trinketed and popped Berserk. Did he? It looked like he trinketed and popped Berserk. That's going to be a Chaos Bolt off the Fear. 2 Chaos Bolts down. He goes. With Asumi playing the Destruction Warlock, taking out the Feral Kitty Cat. And look at him, pretty good, decent tip-top shape. All held back up. Has a trinket most likely back. Probably has a bunch of CC. Mortal Coil won't be available though. And next is going to be Twinkle Wing. Probably would have been a better to set up a different pet. Sap comes in onto the Observer, needs to swap out to a different pet if possible, but now is the time not to swap for pets. Now's the time to do damage to Twinkle Twing. Does go for a Cloak of Shadows, and that's going to be a Vendetta onto Asumi. I think Asumi might have actually played the last tune here. Tried to shake this rogue off somehow. Tried to go for a big Cannibal, maybe. But not all he could do is Twinkle Wing just went in and came in with every cooldown. Came in hot. Asumi blasted the hell out of a Feral, but that rogue came in. Cloak of Shadows, Vendetta, was able to juke out a Mortal Coil, and Asumi did not swap the pet to a Succubus. If the Succubus pet did come out, a Twinkle Wing might have actually, maybe have had a harder time. He did trinket, or did racial the Fear from Asumi. He did let one of the Fears go through him. I think he would have done exactly the same thing with a Succubus, so maybe the Succubus would have made a play, maybe it wouldn't. I want to say a Succubus definitely would have been more useful than an Observer, but I don't know if that situation would have turned out any different. So they played as well as they could. Lucky Machine. Dude, he was getting out of the scot-free for a while. What? What? Okay. Where's Genesis? Oh, what? Genesis come out of stealth for a second? Did it pick up I? Can the shot onto Genesis? Is Twinkle Wing going to get the opener? Should do quite a bit of damage, throwing just about everything he can. Is he playing Conflict of Crucible? Why are you playing Crucible? That's going to be a big old vendetta, but Genesis blooded the enemy onto Twinkle Wink with a bike to follow, trying to outrun the bike. Does get himself a sippy cup. It's going to get slowed down. It's going to be Shadow Step by Genesis. Evasion for evasion, as both of these rogues are making it harder for the other to hit him. And a blind comes in from Genesis. Twinkle still holding on to his trinket. Genesis also holding on to their trinket. So Twinkle actually fainted this before the kidney shot. Is going to trinket out of it. Could set up a mark for death onto Genesis with a blind here. Shadow stepping. Does he not have a blind? He might have used the blind way earlier. No! He actually set up for a kidney shot, forcing a trinket out of Genesis and goes for a blind to reset. I was thinking maybe he would blind, then kidney shot out of that. But no, he decided to go the other way around. He decided to go another route. Trying to get some saps in, maybe trying to go for some dots onto Genesis. Mark for death, kidney shot comes in with a vendetta, dots of advantage if he needs to. He could just vanish out and let the dots do work. Actually, cheap shot for offensive push with the Crucible right after. And I think Genesis with that heal and cheat death might survive this. Twinkle missing the Mally. Kidney shot onto Twinkle. Might be the end ready unless Genesis doesn't have enough damage. Genesis does get himself a small heal. I think from maybe Warlock Hellstone out of Asumi. I'm assuming. And down goes Twinkle. After all that play, maybe he should have just went for a blind into a kidney shot while Genesis was low. Maybe that's what should have happened. Or maybe he should have went for a defensive vanish. And Genesis just gets snapped out of existence by Shadow Shape. Just like that. With Yuya going up next, the Feral versus Feral Cat fight. I'm hurting I can't find the premium group. You gotta look to see if there's one up. Sometimes there's groups, sometimes there isn't. That's going to be a leap by Yuya, not allowing Shadow Shape to get the opener. Yuya looking quite corrupted right here. Is that going to be a thing from Beyond attacking him from time to time? Thorns are out for Shadow Shape. Big bite into Yuya. Huge damage into the Feral. I don't even know what killed him. Did he just have a massive eyeball just like slapping him? What? Okay. That was that. And Ken is going to be up next with Shadow Shape landing the opener around that tiger statue with a dressed. Got Ken loaded up full of dots and just looking to run away from him. Ken popping in wall, trying to get the damage back into Shadow Shape. That's going to be a wall out of the Feral. Ken wall down, has the karma if he needs to. Shadow Shape better play it right. This is going to go for the graceful leap up to the top platform to escape Ken for a second, forcing the monk to use their mobility to catch up. And Shadow Shape is going to be able to run out of there. Might even be able to catch himself a free reset, which is what he's going for. The images look like have shaken him off. And there's going to be spinning crane kicks for Ked, trying to see if he might have those images AoE the Feral out. Picking up the eye, does not let the Feral land the opener. And Shadow Shape again, more of those graceful leaps out of the way, out of the Fist of Furious. Ked, look at it again, deny the Feral a reset. Shadow Shape might have to go for big cooldowns like Incar or Berserk or something. Trying to get some bleeds onto Ked. He's going to go for a port immediately. Going for those Vivifies. Shadow Shape could actually go for a reset now. They did burn the Thorns. So it would have been optimal if the Monk hit into the Thorns. But it looks like it's not going to happen. Again, denial of that stun in the opener. With Shadow Shape just going for a maim instead. Just because... That was actually so unfortunate with a root onto Ked. Going for a Vivifies immediately. Trying to lift those bleeds as we are at 35% dampener, boys. As we are at 35% dampener. Ked, last one on Team Red, and only 2 left on Team Blue. Big old touch of death, loading up and lining up with the Shadow Shape. He's got popping in wall a little bit early. As Ked goes for dress. That's going to be karma as well. So Shadow Shape can't even do anything about that karma. Big old bike at the Feral. I think he actually avoided that bike by jumping up on the platform. It didn't look like his health moved as the bike connected. So he might have actually dodged that bullet. So then it must have been the dress from Shadow instead. And Shadow might have used dress into the images with Ked. But Ked does catch himself a bit of a reset. Wall still available. Dampen Harm also still available. And Shadow Shape landing that opener. Has a trinket if needed. No more walls for Shadow Shape though. Ked, we're not sure about the human racial. He might still have it or not. Trinket for Shadow Shape off of that leg sweep. It can disappear into the platform. Shadow following him up. Fist of Furies are flying into the Thorns. Big dress as a maim comes up. Shadow Shape doesn't really have a lot of health. Does Cat actually get to take him down? Barely any health left. Shadow barely escape, and that incap might seal the deal though. As Cat probably has one more global ready. Does have that kick. With Laysa up next as a Demon Hunter. Might have enough here. Ken doesn't really have a lot in terms of defenses. Does have a wall. Big bike is going to get thrown in his face. Does not pre-wall or anything. Dampen Harmon. Wall is up. Trying to reduce as much damage as possible. Needs to wait 20 seconds until a Karma is back up. Just trying to run away from Demon Hunter. It's going to be in prison. With Laysa actually flying up in the air. Ken does not have anywhere to hide in line of sight. He's just going to have to run. But actually, no good line of sight at all. There's no way we're going to lose, Laysa. No way we're going to lose with that positional. So who had the most kills there, actually? It's hard to tell because everybody freaking left. But it looks like the Pharaoh maybe did a lot. That was a good one, though. That was a lot of people playing. I think everybody gets to play there. Dude, as a Demon Hunter, that gotta feel satisfying. You just got him in a position where there's no line of sight. Especially after they just use all mobility, there's nowhere to go, dude. You're just there to stay in the safety of the air, barraging them below. That must feel good, dude. That must feel really, really good. Holy crap. Holy shit. Oh my god. Brooks gonna plug the seduce anyway? That's true. That's true. It's Ragnar's play he's gonna lose. You think so? Dude, I've seen some Ragnar's players like Nando, dude. Nando's a beauty. Nando is fucking awesome. Also, it depends on what kind of Ragnar's you're talking about. NA or EU Ragnar's? Because EU Rag players are actually pretty good. 5v5, would everyone go? Yeah, let's have. I don't know. I think on Alliance we just don't really have, or on NA we just don't really have as many people participating in 5v5s. EU had a lot of people there. On NA today we were struggling to find groups, man. We are, I will be honest, we are having a hard time finding groups. Maybe it's that point in the summertime. How can I join Horde? It should be a group available for you for 5v1 duels. If you go to custom PvP and type number 5 in the search, it should be like a, maybe, it depends how they title it, but like 5v5 1v1 duels Dalaran, maybe something along those lines. Just type in number 5, enter, and you should see a 5v5 group. If you see one, join it. Go Horde. I'd love to go Horde. Now Pegasus and Sav just played, so the teams are not going to be all that different. It's hard to give groups a mythic to get above, or it's not worth playing against these guys if you're not for 70+. Yeah, I can kind of see somebody just getting like, you know what? I've gotten killed by enough just to get trinkets. I'm good. I can totally see it. There's no group? That's unfortunate. Well, these deals work out if we have people making groups, man. If you guys don't see one, you can always make one yourselves. But the regulars that here for 5v1s are, at least on a name, are not here today, boys. I'm gonna give it like 5 minutes. We'll see if anybody else pops in, everybody else makes new groups, and we'll figure it out. I'll chit chat with the chat for a bit. Thanks for checking me, Dal. Ah, man, sounds good. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry, can I do that to you? Aw, yeah, that's rough, man. Can't play that really well, though. Honestly, played that really, really well. Zeta actually did quite a bit of damage, too. Now, notice Paladins are one of those classes that is way less likely to run in kind of like gushings or anything like that. Do Paladins just stack Versa? And just play normal abilities? Because I know Boomstar doesn't really play Gush. Oh yeah, we can actually see who Boomstar plays Gushers. He doesn't. GF doesn't play Gushers, mostly Versa. With Slappers. Gushers are actually pretty good for Arcane, I guess. Kane plays a few Gushers, but I think he doesn't focus on Gushers. Is Ancient Flame actually a good trade, by the way? I don't play with that one a lot anymore. I used to play Ancient Flame, but is that any good? How many of you guys actually play with it? Because Asimi plays with Ancient Flame. Oh, it actually does it quite a bit. Like in comparison, but then it looks like it does a lot. Brim plays Ancient Flame. Because I feel like Lethal Strike is just a better Ancient Flame, isn't it? How do you queue for 5v1 duels? So the best way to do it is to go to play versus player, premier group, custom PvP, find a group, and hit 5, enter in the chat, in the search, and see if there's a group up and running. On Alliance, we don't have any groups up right now. Maybe there's one on Horde. If you guys don't see one, you can always make one. Call it something like 5v1 duels Dalaran, something along those lines. As long as you have 5v5 in the name, then people will have an easier time seeing it. That's usually how you can either make a group or queue for one. If you guys want to know, if you guys need a refresher on how to queue for stuff, we actually have a Discord down below. Everybody's free to join. Discord. Just join. That's all it is. Click the link. Make an account if you don't have one. You really should. Everybody uses Discord. But join Discord, link down below. And we have a bunch of useful information there, like how to join. What are the schedules? Dalaran FAQ, which needs to be very much updated. Maybe me and Karen can work on it tonight. She helped me figure out like what are some of the most common questions I ever get. Yeah. Next time you probably don't have the same luck. Yeah, maybe. So some blood DK for duels. We don't allow tanks in duels because Blizzard doesn't really balance tanks properly in PvP. Healers also not allowed. We think it's just a lot more fun as just DPS versus DPS. Come on, we already have a bunch of imbalanced things. PvE trinkets and items, corruptions, you name it. You know what I mean? So hopefully it'll be a little bit more fair and balanced in Shadowlands. But I mean, right now we're still having fun with it. If you're the group leader, how do you get queued for these duels? So all you have to do is you go to player versus player, premier group, custom PvP, go start a group, call it something like 5V5 1v1 DUELS, DAL, whatever you want to do. And as long as there's a 5v5 in there, get 4 people, so you have a 5-man group. And all I have to do is let me know your real ID, add me on real ID, I'll add you and I'll queue against one of the groups that's available. It's that easy. I plan to do EU today. EU is Friday, so I try to leave Saturdays for NA. Even though as a Saturday we don't really have a lot of NA boys, I still try to give them a chance. In previous times we used to actually do like, oh, not enough on NA, let's go to EU. And I feel like that's just not a good solution. Because then it just, I think, discourages anybody who even tries to make groups on NA. I feel like even if you don't have like a mass participation on NA, it's still a good idea just to leave that day for NA, just in case, you know? There's been times where we had like low participation on the EU, low participation on NA. It probably has to do something with like people going back to work or on break, and also depends what happens in the game, like everybody farming corruption is really hardcore, you know what I mean? Or it's also the end of BFA too, so I'm pretty sure as we go on, like the more months pass closer to Shadowlands, less and less people will be like, they would have gotten their achievements in PvP for BFA. They'll be like, all right, well, you know, nothing happening for a couple of months. I'll unsubscribe until pre-patch, which happens to everybody. And by then, hopefully, we'll have the beta for Shadowlands running, and we maybe can do some beta duels because I think that'll be a lot more fun. If you join Discord, there's a guild. I'll join. Yes, there is a link there as well. If you're on NA, you can see players that are on EU. So NA and EU to have. So to have an account on NA means you cannot play with EU or see anything that's happening on the EU. To have an account for both NA and EU, you have to basically have 2 separate accounts. Like I have an EU account and an NA account. None of them are linked. They can't share anything. Like I get flying on an NA account doesn't mean I get flying on an EU account. If I have to go to the story of all this Zuldazar stuff on NA, I will have to do this whole story of Zuldazar stuff on EU as well before I can unlock like World Quest. Like on EU, I want to get friendly with every rep before I can even do World Quest. So they're not connected. I think you might be able to connect them so they're linked, but I haven't looked into how to do it. I'm kind of lazy, you can call it. Well, like, do I get any benefits from doing it? Maybe some, but like, unless it's super important, I'm probably not going to look into it. What's your B tag? Dalaran, hashtag 134. Well, doesn't know. Okay, it doesn't work. Dalaran, hashtag 1340. Is it me or does he always upload 5V5? Mr. Krabs, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Krabs, I tell you what, Krabs, how about you join some of these duels, huh? How about you join one of those duels? You 1200 ass. You 1200 ass. No good motherfucking ass. I know some people that shit talk are probably the worst. Like, actually bad. Dalaran send you a friend request in Dark Knight. I have a 4 out of 5 group. Do ya? Yo, let me check ya. Do we have one? Because we can get yours to Pegasus with Sav. If we got a 5-man. We doing another duel? Yeah. If Dark Knight is here, we can get a duel going. I'm down. Yeah, but you guys should totally join the Discord, by the way. Yeah, join Discord. Dark Light got a group. Yo, Sav, Pegasus, who's ready? One of you boys. versus Dark Knight. We can get another group going for them duels today. Maybe one more for the night. Maybe one more. Sav, Pegasus. Do you have a conquest for winning? Are we doing another duel? Do you get conquest for winning? Duels? No, it's just for fun. If you want to get conquest, you would want to do 2s or 3s. You know what I mean? 5v5, hold on. Nice, nice. Crabs, we let everybody play, dude. It actually doesn't matter to me. I don't really care about someone's experience. I'm not gonna, like, I think it's fun watching, like, really good players play, but also really good players do really cheesy things, too. If you were there for yesterday's play over Rogue, who's literally just running in, getting the shot, throwing all the dots, letting Gushers do most of the work, and runs pillars, and plays Nazatsu, it's like, yeah, you could do that. But is it fun? Not really. So, we kind of just let everybody play, man. Because I don't really care. I really love the people that are like, yo, Dalaran, get me in there, man. I'm 2,800, 3,500 on China, Taiwan, Europe, 4,800 on NA. I'm the best of the best of the best. I'm a 50 out of 12 Nailotha Raider, blasting boss you never even seen, boy. Let me get in them. And I don't care. Fuck off. I literally don't care. Literally, it's fucking living in a lab, dude. What the fuck? Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. I literally just like everybody watching, dude. I want to watch everybody play because there's so many people that play Duel. Duels used to be super fun back in the day too. Remember Stormman? Remember Agamar? People will try wacky, weird builds. Of course, they would have like top tier duelist players. Or top tier gladiator players hanging out, dueling people for fun. But there'll also be people always trying new things, trying new tactics, trying to see if they can prove themselves and shit like that. You know what I mean? Trying to get better. And that's what I really want to see out of duels, man. I want to see fresh heads, fresh minds. I'm a huge fan of people playing specs that are not considered competitive. You know what I mean? Like if someone runs in as an enhancement shaman, you'll fucking Chad Gladiator. Those guys, they'll be like, pfft. Enhancement? I thought, do you know that's a C-tier class, by the way? And it's like super fun watching the dude just pop blood of the enemy and just slam them in the face with massive fucking hammers. It's so fun. That's my favorite, dude. Like, I actually couldn't give a rat's ass. Like, there's a reason I don't play Assassination Rogue for arenas, boys. I literally don't care. You know how many idiots told me, yo, Assassination is the best fucking spec in PvP. One Poison is super good. Everybody plays it. Dude, Peekaboo plays it, so you should totally play it too. It's like, so? There's a spec that I like, I'd rather play that. When did playing a spec that you enjoy also go out of style? Like, when did that fucking happen? Playing a spec that no one else plays is super fun. One of our members died, it's not good, man. I'll wait until you have 5 man. How do you make Golden BFA? I would ask Kren. Kren looked up a guide recently. Boomkin Pog, dude. Boomkins are super fun to watch. There's just not a lot of them. We got Pegasus, we got Sab ready to go, and Dark Knight. We're waiting for you to get a +1 in there so we can get you at least a chance for a duel, my dude. I think we're great. I have a question. We, PvP players, will have Conquest points to buy strong PvP gear. What will happen to item level of Conquest compared to unpleasant gear weapons? Are you talking about Shadowlands, Elton? If that's a real question. So we don't know for sure exactly what Blizzard is going to do for the system for Shadowlands. It's not concrete set in stone. However, right now in the alpha, and this could change. On the alpha, we have what looks like an honor vendor. It's like it says honor currency or honorable currency, which they might change the name. But it looks like we have kind of like an honor vendor for basic starter PvP gear, and then a conquest currency vendor. So they might change the name completely. Datamine PvP. The Datamine PvP power, but it's not included anywhere yet, so we don't know how if it'll even be implemented. The Datamine did like a string for it, but it doesn't mean it's in the game. So potentially there, but we're not sure exactly until Blizzard reveals like, here's a PvP system, which they'll probably do in the beta. But you have Honor Vendor or Honor Currency. Then you have Conquest Currency Vendor. And right now they have a third vendor to upgrade your Conquest Currency gear to a higher rank. So all the gear you have is rank 1. And I guess you can get it to rank 2, rank 3, rank 4. So you just basically take that set that you like with your stats and upgrade it. Right now. So it'd be kind of like Mr. Pandaria Season 1, I think they did that. Where they gave like a PvE upgrades with Valor points, and Conquest points would be an upgrade for PvP gear. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they'll go back on it. Right now that's what they have, but it's not functional because you can't earn this currency. You can't do any PvP to gain currency. You can't go through a process of earning gear in BGs right now. You can't upgrade gear to see what it looks like, how it feels like. You can't even see what are the trinkets and the PvP gear and the different stats that it has and how the feel of that gameplay loop feels at all. So that'll be something that'll be more usable, I think, in the beta, when they'll have more people invited, and they'll probably enable battlegrounds, maybe like only 2 BGs, so just flood people into BGs just so, hey, spam arena, spam honor, spam whatever. Here, Raspberry, good? Okay, cool. I'll get you versus Pegasus, since Pegasus is ready first. If Pegasus isn't available, then we'll have Sav. Maybe we'll throw you into Sav as well. But yeah, right now that's what we have, but it's not finished. So I would make a video talking about PvP changes and Shadowlands, but since they're not finished, I just feel like it's not a good time to make a whole... Hey guys, your favorite YouTuber here is your boy. We got some massive updates on PvP and Shadowlands Alpha. Apparently Blizzard is going to be bringing in Honor Currency, Conquest Currency, and ranking upgrades, which is bullshit because I hated that system back in map or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's too early. Let's just wait until we have a more defined system. And Blizzard's like, this is what PvP is going to look like. Let's give me a blue post, and I'll go make a whole video on that. But until then, it's just, I have zero interest, to be honest. Switch. Got ourselves Dat Sick. More like Dat Stick. We got ourselves literally depression. And he's feeling kind of blue today. We got ourselves Duel. We got Lisa and Tennis as our Retribution Paladin in the back. I always thought these pants don't really fit the Mog like the rest of the set, but then the gloves also have a bit of blue, so I guess it works. Whereas the team blue red with Genesis, we got ourselves Ked. Beachy is a big ol' boomkin, thick Thanos, and Asmi on team red. And looks like Genesis is going to be first up and running. Versus Lisa, got himself a bit of a spectral sight rolling in. Sees the rogue, but doesn't see that sap. He's looking at him. Kid is shot opening up but Genesis just trying to jettison the damage into Lacer right now. A big old biking coming with the blood of the enemy pumped up. Gonna be a shadow step for Genesis. He's gonna be kind of out in the open. Not a lot he can really do to escape the wrath of a demon hunter. And that's going to be a bike right back at you with Lacer popping in Metamorphosis, I-beam to follow. Genesis is going to take a lot of damage here. Does get a killing shot on Lacer. It is super yard. And just trying to see if they can sprint away from Lacer for a moment. As long as they're able to line Lacer as well as the tentacle, it should be in a good spot. Lacer is dipping down and held a little bit. Does find Genesis, will not be able to get a proper opener. That's stunned with Kidney Shot, probably still keeping him DR'd. And Genesis doesn't really have a lot to work with here. Just only a blind to Lacer. Trick is a stun, but it's going to be a big old blade dance to end the rogue during that 100% dodge. Not a lot you could really do about it, with Ked going to be going up next. Dropping up a port. Just looking at Lacer, getting hit with an I-beam already. That's also going to be a tentacle from above. Tried to port it. Took a bit of damage though. And this time he has line of sight from Lacer, unlike last time where Lacer was just able to lay into him with nowhere to go. No rolls, no kicks, no ports available. And Ken is looking to re-engage back with the Demon Hunter Lacer, trying to get some resources back up and running. And it's going to be a Twisted Pendulum into Ked, getting hit with a stun. It should be quite a bit of damage from Lacer right now. Double stun into Ked. Looks like it's going to be Human Rachel for that one. Does disarm the Demon Hunter. But the DH is nowhere to be found. Already bailing out of it immediately. Does he have a kick for that? Ooh, imprisoned and in-cap changed. Or mirrored, I guess. And I kind of like the position Lacer was in. It looked like kind of like a cheerleader position, maybe. Like in a pep rally or something. Fist of Fury flying for Ked. I-beam for Lacer. Channel for channel. Ked who didn't even want to interrupt that I-beam is going to get hit with a stun on the side. Quite a bit of damage on a Lacer, though. While Ked goes in for a, it looks like his own dress with that Whirling Dragon Punch. And Lacer backing out of there for a second. Taking quite a lot of damage from Ked, though. What is that dot on him? Is that a big old gushing? Oh, no. Are you just getting gushed on? Are you getting hit with a big old gusher? Because your health is super low and you were taken down to something. Is Scad playing the gushing build? That's super unfortunate if he is. Goes for a stun reversal on to Cad with an I-beam. Needs to get the hell up immediately, bike! But Cad does take him out. Well, that's sick. Gonna be up next. I think as an assassination rogue. Going for a cheap shot Garrote. Super DR cheap shot though. Fist of Fury flying to follow. Locking down Das sick for a bit. With a disarm right after. Goes in for a Warlock House. What? Not Warlock House. Maybe he is the one to pop dress at Cad actually. Because it looked like he went for a Warlock Healthstone for a moment. Cad not letting Datsig go anywhere though. Leg sweeping him. That's going to be a trinket with a blind onto Cad as Dad getting hit with a buy. Going for regenerating. Should have been in stealth. Cad is going to be able to stop regenerating. No CC available. Caught or restyle somehow. A cheap shot onto Cad and does have a vendetta rolling on the boy. Maybe might be able to get himself a kidney shot. That's going to be evasion for all the Fist of Fury. Cad still taking a bit of damage from those dots. Kidney shot to follow him. And that's going to be a bike right now onto the monk. Huge damage. Does wall this. Has a karma if he needs to. Goes in for the karma. And that might need to get the hell out of there. Vanishing out of the place. And Cad looks like he still had a dot rolling on Dad Sick, who couldn't really vanish away. Decided to go for a shadow step. Could have maybe went for a kick interrupt, but didn't really do much for him. And Depression is going to be up next, throwing a bike at Cad. Metamorphosis on top of him. Big slappers rolling in. Cad is going to port the hell out of there, trying to go for a bunch of Vilifies. Getting interrupted with a disarm onto Depression. Who goes in for a stun. Flying up in the air. Cad is in the same position as before. Does he get the line of sight? He does catch the line of sight this time. Never again is a Demon Hunter going to be able to catch him out in the open like that without line of sight. Trinket for Depression off the leg sweep. Cad will not be able to lock him down for a while. For a whole minute. It's going to be a couple of Vilifies for Cad to follow with a stun by Depression. Cad is going to take a lot of damage to the face. Fist of Fury flying with a big old parry and Depression. Not a lot he can do about it. Does imprison him towards the end of that Fist of Fury. Cad goes in for a massive heal from Warlock Healthstone for the team of Asumi. There's going to be a big old blade dance for Depression. Cad without a lot of health left. Getting interrupted and a big old purple slapper taking him down. What's up next? Is it Peachy? I mean, it looks like it's Peachy. Peachy backing up. He's like, oh, not me. Not me. Or maybe he's just trying to kind of mess with Depression. Yeah, he is. He probably was waiting for some cooldowns to come back. Getting a root on Depression in the opener. As a bouncer, what can he do? Gonna be a reverse root onto Peachy. Does go for a trinket out of the stun into an interrupt onto the I-beam. Peachy has a tentacle proccing onto Depression. Thorns doing quite a bit of damage to Depression. Dropping down darkness, getting bashed in the darkness. That's still a lot of damage with the thing from beyond Depression. Unless he immunes the... He immuned it in darkness. The thing from beyond stun onto Peachy while disarmed. Not a lot he can really do. And the dots from the Bunkin shoot take him out. He immuned the thing from beyond in the darkness. That is lucky. What is that, a 50% chance to immune things? Darkness could be huge, dude. I wonder if they'll change darkness to just like a 20% damage reduction instead of chance to immune at a later time. I wonder if Blizzard will change that at some point. They already nerfed it, so I hope it don't. Because it's a unique ability. Because when you immune inside of a raid, oh, it's so cool. It's so useful. Peachy is going to have to get himself a little bit extra health. Waiting for Druin any moment now. Druin looks like he's going to be sitting out in the open, waiting for Peachy to come to him. Maybe even going to think about picking up the eye. As Peachy is prowling around. Is going to poke out a Druid and get some dots rolling. I feel like for a balanced Druid, there needs to be a better opener if you're a cat form and stealthing. Right? Like if you also could have baseline rake opener, so you could rake stun and go for damage afterwards. Great Pyre coming out for Druin. Is going to blink around it. Silenced by Peachy. Is going to get some damage back to Druin. That's going to be twisted up. And Druin might need to interrupt it. Was locked out on fire though, so it's not like he could do much. Disarm onto Druin. Disarm the mage. That's some peel-off strats, dude. But Peachy is doing it. Getting another tentacle onto Druin, who recovered a lot of health. Is going to get hit into Cyclone. Getting a perfect opportunity for Peachy to catch up on a few heals. But Druin is looking very healthy. That temporal from the Peachy's damage must have been massive. Because he also doesn't have a Warlock on his team. Peachy does though. So Warlock Healthstone wasn't even existent. Druin looks like he takes no damage from Peachy at all. The Greater Power Blast is going to hit Peachy. Second one lining up. Has a shimmer for it. Oh, he's flying. And down you go. I don't know what else can be done in that situation. I assume he's going to be up next. Sending out the pet onto Druin. Is going to be there to interrupt him any moment. Also bite his ankles. That pet looks like he attacks a lot, but he does very, very little damage. He does good damage overall though. Like Warlock's pets actually do quite a bit of damage no matter what. It's going to be Greater Pyro into Asumi, getting interrupted though, which is super unfortunate. Druid have to go for another repoly. And Greater Pyro is still coming out. Does Asumi have an answer for it? What does happen to my music? Hello? Music, please. Thank you. Asumi got a lot of cooldowns rolling. It's going to be Infernal. Dark Soul instability ready. Druid better get the hell away from the Infernal and the cooldowns. This is doing exactly what everybody in Arena does. Run the hell away from the Warlock because the cooldowns are way too spooky. Because they really are. And that's the best strategy. That's the best way to counter a Warlock. Run away from them when they have cooldowns. Because Warlocks still hurt even when they don't have cooldowns. They still hit you hard. That's going to be the undead racial for Druid. Blink and pass Asumi as they're trying to get a Casbolt. So Casbolt doesn't go off. Does he have an intro for Greater Pyro? He does. That's going to be another repoly onto Asumi again. And another repoly right after. Not letting Asumi play. Going for a Meteor. Maybe some damage coming out for Druid. Combustion coming out. Maybe the Dark Lake can take away the Combustion. It's going to be Druid. Blast the big damage on Asumi. Mortal Coil does hit him. Asumi trying to get a heal back up. The Master's burning him quite a lot. Warlock Health is coming in handy. Wall for Asumi right now. Landing a fear onto Druid, who trinkets it, blink and pass the Casbolt, not even getting touched by it. So Asumi is actually kind of on a back foot for this duel, as Druid has been able to counter him fairly well. The only thing Asumi can do is, if they get hit with a polymorph, they can stop Druid, but maybe this way the Warlock gets to turn around, landing a Casbolt at Druid, with another Infernal coming in. Oh, huge Reaping Flame by Druid. That crit taking Asumi out, that was nutty. And next up is going to be Thick Thanos. With a poly, no, not even going to let him land the poly into G-Pi, nothing. Still going to go for the Greater Pyro. Either way you slice it. Ring of Frost, the shortest ring ever. It's still going to fly into it. I'm going to just flying up above. That's going to be another G-Pi. Who's going to win? It's a DPS race at this point. Druid does have cauterize if he needs to, though. Those G-Pis are hurting. Thank Thanos a lot. Oh. Keep calm and G-Pi with Druid, our favorite guy. With a 3-0, man. 3 kills there. Very well played. Oh, that's so good, dude. Oh, that's great. That's a Zarya fanboy if I ever see one. Who, that guy? The mage? That IA camera shake that Zarya does. Who, me or the guy? Either way, that was pretty good, man. Alcazar? I do remember Alcazar. Are you Alcazar the Paladin? Alcazar the Paladin, right? I think EU, too, in particular, wore that helmet with like a mask covering and the thingy. Did the most big blaster master damage. If that's the Alcazar you're talking about, then I think that's you. What's up, man? How you doing, dude? How you been? Spam one button. I mean, so was the Demon Hunter. Let's be honest, the both of them were spam one button. And the Transmog, that's a good Mog either way. That's a good Mog on Undead. I mean, BOD has some of the best Mogs. I think the only one that are not that great looking are the Hunter ones, but and the Shaman. But that's just me. I think the Paladin was great. Rogue was cool. Mage was great. I'm Russian, yeah, no. I've been to Turkey before, though. My family went to Turkey one time, and that's where I actually was a young kid, and I was running up a slide. Up this janky-ass slide. I don't know why I was running up the slide. A lot of kids would slide down that run up the slide, even though you're not supposed to do that. And then I slipped, and I cracked the back of my head really, really hard. I had to get stitches. I was bleeding a lot. Like, it was actually a lot of blood. And I still, if I can find it... Is this it? Yeah, here we go. I guess I still have stitches on the back of my head here. Here we go. Lidl! My man! What's up, Lidl? How you doing, my dude? Thank you so much, Lidl. Yo, boys, we got a hashtag Lidl chat! Thanks so much, Lidl. Appreciate you, fam. Lidl in the chat. Lidl. Make sure you get 2 Lidls in there, man. Make sure you get hashtag Lidl in there. Thank you so much, Lidl. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining. Be sure to join Discord down below and connect your YouTube account to Discord, and you'll have a special role just for being a member. Thank you so much, fam. Feel free to spam the shit out of emotes as much as you want to. Unlimited spam. As much as you wish. Literally unlimited. And Discord, if you need to help how to connect to Discord, you go to user settings, right? So at the bottom left, you'll be like a cogwheel, hit user settings. Go to connections at the top left. I have my streamer mode enabled, so I can't really see it, but there should be like a link to Twitter, link to Twitch, and you can link YouTube. Link YouTube account, refresh Discord, and you should be there. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Spam the shadow emotes if you wish. Still groups up? How many groups do we have up? I mean, we could get Dark Knight back in versus Sav, I guess, yeah? We could try that. You have a sub-rogue PvE guide? I actually do. Surprise, surprise, I actually do. Dalaran guides. I actually have my guides, everything but the PvP for a sub. I don't have a PvP guide, but I don't really play a lot of sub. So, yeah. Subtlety PvE guide if you want it. That's gonna be found also in Discord, but that's it. There's a couple of ways to play sub. You can play a big haste stacking. Corruptions. Lots and lots of haste. Or you can go for less of that. And have a chance. What corrupts? Do I have corruptions in here? Yeah, I don't have corruptions in here actually. Oh wait, no, I did have a link of corruptions at the time. It was a lot of gushing winds and stars. It doesn't change. Gushing winds is still really good. But if you want stat-based corruptions, mastery. I'd go for mastery. But sub isn't really great for PvE. That's one thing I will say. Sub isn't really great for PvE, but it's a lot of fun. It's definitely very, very fun. So you're not gonna get like top damage numbers. So if you play sub, you're playing it for fun more than anything. You might be able to get some nasty, nutty numbers here and there, but you're not gonna be like a demon hunter. So you shouldn't be trying to go for top damage in that. But what you're trying to do is be the best that you can be, though. So you still can get some decent numbers out of it. And Starberg isn't completely the worst at numbers. It can do decent numbers. It doesn't always do it, because it's just not super well designed for PvE, I'd say. But yeah. Any last groups yet? We didn't really have a lot of groups today on a name, to be honest. But we had a lot of fun. We got Dark Knight, who was a refresher group. But we had Pegasus and Sav duel each other a couple times now, and there's not a lot of variety. I mean, I guess we could have people duel each other again and again and again of same groups, but I usually like to mix it up a lot. They said the gives was funny? Hell yeah, I hope you liked it, man. We do these all the time on Saturday. Retribution Paladin slams, Reds do slam, that is true. I'm always alone, no people want to queue, but can you give me one of these 500 ones? I'm mad. Normally the way to queue for 500 ones is easy. If you have us on Friday EU, Saturday NA, and if you want to know how to join in, you go to Premier Group, Custom MP, find a group while the stream is up, right? So while we're streaming, type number 5, enter in the chat, Custom PvP, and you'll find like 5 Mastercons, but also you find 5v5 1v1 Duel, and you join those. If you don't see a group that's up, you can always hit start group, call it 5v5 1v1 Duels, Dalaran, something along those lines. As long as there's a 5v5 in there, call it 5v5 Duels, 5v5 1v1s, 5v5 1v1 Dal, 5v5 1v1 Dalaran Duels, 5v5 1v1 Dalaran Duels, Duels Dalaran, 5v5 1v1. As long as you have number 5 in there, 5v5, most people should be able to find it because all you need to do is type 5 in the search. So it won't be that difficult. And you make a group, get 4 people in, add me on Real ID, whether you are EU or NA, and I get you versus another group. It's easier to watch the stream, right? It's easier to watch the stream and follow the stream. Because if you watch the stream, then you can see if people are doing them or not. You know what I mean? What do you find the 5v5 groups? What do you type in? There we go. If you guys need a refresher on how to find groups, you also can join Discord down below. Twitch doesn't really have like description thing for it, but YouTube does. So YouTube streams have a description section, kind of like a YouTube video would. So if you click like, I don't know, which I don't know if it's like left side or right side. Maybe I had it reversed, but down below it should be like you should be able to click like a description and pull it up. There will be a link for our Discord. You join that. There's like a whole like 5v5 1v1 Duels info section of when duels are up, which days are which, all that stuff, all looking uniform, and me with B tag and all that. So you guys are more than welcome. Oh, use Kren's link. That works too. That makes it even easier. I think we're gonna call it here though, boys. I think we're gonna call it here though. We got 6:54. It's about the time for us to end the stream anyway, and we got to squeeze out as many duels as we could. But I think from here on, we might get the same groups and same people multiple times over into the duels. So yeah, the NA just didn't have that much participation, but we still gave it a full day of NA, and I actually had a lot of fun, to be honest. Had a lot of fun. I gotta get back to doing the regular today. I gotta get back to my videos. I gotta get back to farming my echoes. I'm still on the echo farm, boys. I'm that farmer boy. You know what I mean? I gotta farm up my echoes to make sure that I have my pure, proper, perfect outlaw PvE rogue build. Because my PvP set is pretty good. I mean, I guess it could be better with more verses, but that'll come in time. Not too worried. My PvE set, though, sucks. I want to take and get as many stat-based corruptions for as many of classes as possible. Because stat corruptions feel fucking good, dude. I just yesterday got a veto on my Survival Hunter. By God, does that feel good. It's a must-have trinket for PvE Survival Hunter of any type. It feels so fun to play. Honestly, makes the spec feel so much better. Holy shit, dude. But thank you guys so much for coming by. What's Tower Trogus Challenge? It's like a, I think, Islands, but a scaling tower and roguelike experience. I got some videos on it. But thank you guys so much for coming by. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you boys next stream. Peace.